Hello there, One Piece adventurers. It is I, Amaze the Storyteller, back at you with a brand new story, and today we're going to be talking about Mr. 10. Wow, look at his character design. This design is about the only thing we know for certain about Mr. 10. We know very little about this dude, so today I'm not going to tell you who he is because, again, the information is just not there. No, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you who he could be. Now, it's going to be a very short video, so make sure you like and subscribe. Watch the playlist down below of all of our great character discussions on this channel. My goal is to talk about every single minor character within the One Piece series. It takes a lot out of me. Anyway, let's get into it. So Mr. 10 is obviously weaker than the aforementioned Barouque Works. Now, Barouque Works is an agency derived of many agents. You've got billions, millions, the frontier agents, and then Mr. Zero himself, Sir Crocodile. These guys are incredibly adept at espionage, hiding, assassination. So, I can't wait to test them on what. Sponsored by Rise Energy, not sponsored by Rise Energy. Now, while every frontier agent seems to be a formidable force to a normal human, most of them, however, are not formidable against our main cast of characters. Mr. 11, in particular, was incredibly useless against even the billions who had captured. Not only that, the other ones aren't even mentioned. Mr. 12 and Mr. 6 are also not even mentioned within the One Piece story. I used to think this guy was Mr. 6. No, he replaced Mr. 7 when Mr. 7 was killed by Zoro. So really, when you get to the lower tier of Officer Frontier agents within Barouque Works, it seems to me that they suck ass. And that's okay, because it's my job on this channel to give them some light anyway. So these individuals, again, while they don't stack up much against the latter half of the Officer Frontier agents, they do stack up against the riffraff of the One Piece world. This is why it's within my belief that these motherfuckers are coming back to Cross Guild. Why wouldn't Crocodile utilize his vast network of information, informants, and agents and bring them back within the Cross Guild? Instantaneously get that power. Now, essentially, when Crocodile formed Cross Guild alongside Buggy and Mihawk, these individuals would come pouring in by the masses, knowing that Barouque Works was no more. This is under the assumption that they weren't captured by the Marines like the other Frontier officer aides. No, the millions and billions would all flood into Cross Guild, giving it a massive power buff that it absolutely needed. And by extension, the lower tier officer agents, such as Mr. 10, Mr. 12, Mr. 11, Mr. 7, who's deceased, so on and so forth, these individuals would come flooding in through the gates, trying themselves as a top-tier bounty hunter within the Cross Guild. Them wanting to have that status and them gaining that status are two separate things. That's why it's within my belief that all the lower-tier Frontier officer agents are going to get some type of power buff. However, it'll be very small, and they're going to start taking out riffraff in the new world. I could definitely see somebody like Mr. 10 learning a little bit of Rokushiki, learning a little bit about hockey, and maybe taking on a commander, right? Maybe taking on Full Body, and then Full Body beats the shit out of Mr. 10, sad as it is because we're talking about Mr. 10, turns him in, right? Or what if it's vice versa? What if Mr. 10 pulls something crazy out of his ass, beats the shit out of Lieutenant Full Body, takes him in to the Cross Guild and gets some money for him, and that's how we get more insight into the underworkings of Cross Guild? I think that'd be awesome. I think that'd be a great way to tie in the lore of Mr. 10, because he was significant enough for Oda to give him concept art, but not significant enough to bring him into the story. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. 10, not a very in-depth character, but a really cool one. Here's another concept design of his partner, Miss Tuesday. Wow, that's incredible. But anyway, guys, make sure you check out the playlist down below. It has tons of great One Piece characters that we talk about on the channel who have way more value than Mr. 10. Mr. 10, there's just not a whole lot of substance. There's a lot of headcanon. Another thing about him, one last thing before we go, his bounty, probably 5 million. There you go. You heard it here first. Mr. 10 has a bounty of 5 million berries. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video because we're talking about Ergo next. Love you all. See you in the next One Piece video. Bye-bye.
I can't wait to watch more Amaze.